am not important. I am nothing but a speck in the wind when it comes to life in the universe. I'm so insignificant, right? But that's why I don't want to be the driving force of this channel. I want it to be the topics that I discuss and the events that I look at. That is always far more interesting than me. And we got this article coming to us from the BBC News. Barack Obama, women are undisputably better than men. And this is written by Syra Asher. Guys, a theme that you'll hear on this channel all the time is that we're not equals, okay? Men and women aren't competition. We are complementary pieces. We need each other. There is no you greater than me or me greater than you. The only place where true equality exists is in how terrible human beings can be. Man or woman, you can be a piece of shit. So to continue to prop up these notions that I've been hearing where it's like, we need to lift women's voices, and they're doing this thing here in New Jersey where, you don't have to adhere to a non-disclosure agreement. And it's like, well, they're kind of double dipping, because if you signed an NDA, you were very likely paid when you signed that NDA. So, take your money and shut the hell up. But no. They want to be able to backtrack and talk about. So when it comes to our laws, our legislation, our policies, they have all been tilted and continue to lean a certain very destructive way. And what the former president here is doing is trying to prop it up and keep it going, because there is now a lot of people who are like, wait, this is bullshit. This is nonsense. You need to slow down. You need to cut it out. And they see that's a big part of the rejection of the communist Marxist type theory, right? Because that's what it's about. It's about sinking into your emotions instead of your logic. And like, oh yes, as a group, as a collective, we can do these great things, as opposed to, hey, how can I as an individual, do great things? And that's really where the feminine mindset gets most of its power, because in reality, women hate each other. We know this, all right? like men are disposable. Women are objects, and like, ladies, y'all aren't the biggest fans of each other. But when it comes to, hey, what group is the most malleable to the idea of victimhood and getting together in order to fight the patriarchy? It is that mindset. It is that mentality, the feminine way. And President Obama, once again, as a dude, he his entire cabinet was it was just a ton of chicks. Equality. That false god that he sat there and preached to all these years. But let's get into this article. If women ran every country in the world, there would be a general improvement in living standards and outcomes, former U.S. President Barack Obama has said, even though, I think he's been to Chicago, but even then, look at Chicago. Chicago's been woman run. A lot of urban communities have been woman run. When I was a kid, there was a Sarah Boast was the mayor of my hometown as a black woman, like, empowered. This is not anything that we are unfamiliar with. Speaking in Singapore, well, at least I'm unfamiliar with. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use we. Speaking in Singapore, he said women aren't perfect, but are indisputably better than men. He said most of the problems in the world came from old people, mostly men holding on to positions of power. And how do you think they got that power? Because the world was much rougher back then. Like people forget what war is. I guess when you've never served or you've never been shot at, you can't quite grasp what, war is and how that operates and how that came to shape the world as we live in it now. People died for you to get to where you are, no matter who or where you are. He also spoke about political polarization and the use of social media to spread falsehoods. Speaking at a private event on leadership, Mr. Obama said while in office he had mused that a world run by women would what a world run by women would look like. Now, women, I just want you to know, you are not perfect, but what I can say pretty indisputably is that you are better than us. Men, oh, Christ, dude. Like, and that's the thing, you can't go broke in this country. You cannot go broke in Western society playing up to the female, to the feminine divine. I mean, it's so lucrative. I'm absolutely confident that for 2 years, if every nation on earth was run by women, you would see a significant improvement across the board on just about everything, living standards and outcomes. But that's the thing, we have communities that have been run by women that have been run into the ground. All right. Like, it's not about what's between your legs, it's about what's between your ears. AOC really shows us that now, doesn't she? When asked if he would ever consider going back into political leadership, he said he believed in leaders stepping aside when the time came. If you look at the world and look at the problems, it's usually old people, usually old men not getting out of the way, he said. There's a reason they're not getting out of the way, though. I mean, they, like, because part of me is like, and that's the thing about that whole mindset, the whole progressive thing is just like, yeah, you know what, you're right. Because you look at the Senate or anything else like that, there's these people who've been in there for forever, and you're like, yeah, it's time to go. But it's not just men, it's women as well. It's your homegirl too. So it's like, what are you talking about? Oh yeah, it's just men. No. See, the only true equality that we have is in being a terrible human being. Yes, that I'm telling you is genderless. It is important for political leaders to try and remind themselves that you are there to do a job, but you are not there for life. You are not there to prop up your own sense of self-importance or on your own power. I disagree with that. Mr. Obama served as U.S. president. Okay, since leaving the White House, he and former First Lady Michelle Obama have set up a foundation mentoring young leaders around the world. The pair were in Kuala Lumpur last week for an Obama Foundation event. Yeah, but you ain't talking much in America now. Why are you there? Why you gotta go? Why are you over in Singapore, President Obama? I mean, yeah, like, not like when they sit there and talk about the globalization and stuff. This is exactly what they're talking about. Why aren't these conversations taking place within the confines of the United States? I mean, why aren't you, doing that thing that you really should be doing, and that's calming the folk who are suffering from TDS down? Like, honestly, like, if I were, I hate to sit here and do that, but, like, I mean, dude, you could be, hey, look, it is what it is. The economy's doing well. Yeah, he's a dick, but it's not like he's doing the worst job ever when it comes to the states, because the states so far seem fine. Like, I mean, things pop off, but things have always popped off. We just now have the internet to kind of boost it way harder than it needs to be boosted. And plus, so many people with speculations and things like that. Like, I mean, it's really easy to spread false stories without question. But I mean, who do you think pushes a lot of these false stories? It's the feminine. Like, particularly on Twitter and the like, yo, it's always some feminine, if not a feminine woman, a feminine dude, because there's a ton of them out there too. There's tons of alphabetical dudes running around. So, like, it's still like that feminine mindset that, oh my goodness, I'm going to get really emotional instead of thinking about this logically for a moment. That mindset, yeah, bro, it actually really doesn't lead to many great places. But either ways, like I said, it's just, women are undisputedly, you're better than me. Ladies, you are better than me. That is, wow. Whoa, super simp, right? Like, this simp level is over 9,000. My goodness. Oh, man. But either ways, guys, like, as a guy, you kind of don't knock that, though, because it's like, yeah, sure, ladies, but you married, my guy. Vaginas are awesome. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here. Bang the bell for notifications. Because, I mean, hey, you subbed. Why not? And speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments? Like, really, my guy? All the things you can speak up on, all the things you can talk about, you talk about, yeah, ladies, you're better than me. My goodness. Like, come on, man. Come on. But that's because the female mind and the female, guided mind is just so much more tapped into emotions as opposed to reasonable thinking. It's like we have left the age of reason, guys. We are gone, but you may feel differently, and that's why I have a comment section. Until the next one.